Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We're going to be going over Deshaun Watson, and we're going to be looking at his film and determining what makes him an elite quarterback. Before we get started, please drop a like and a sub on today's video. It would really help my channel grow. I'd really appreciate it. With that said, let's dive right into the video, and I hope you enjoy. So, like all the film analysis videos that I tend to do on this channel, I start with the stats first. And in 2020, Deshaun Watson threw for 4,823 yards. That led the league in that regard. 33 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. And this was a fantastic year for Deshaun Watson. Not a great year for the Texans, but a great year for Deshaun Watson. And he also added a little bit of some of his game on the ground, too. He rushed for over 440 yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. So, I mean, Deshaun Watson this season proved that he's a top 5 NFL quarterback, if that wasn't already proved already. But the real thing when it comes to Deshaun Watson is all these rumors. Will he stay in Houston? Will he go to Miami, San Francisco, New England, or just a few of the names, few of the teams that I've heard as possible destinations for Deshaun Watson? But I think the Texans would be kind of crazy to trade away a guy who is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. That doesn't happen. So with that said, whoever Deshaun Watson ends up with next season, or even if he stays with the Texans, he's going to be a real impact player, and here is why. So now let's dive into the film analysis part of this video. So I want to show you this play right here, and I'm going to let the play out, and then I'll show you what it's all about. But basically, this is all about Deshaun Watson using his mind and using his eyes. And when it comes to elite quarterbacks, it's the number one thing that they do really well. So let's just show you what Deshaun Watson does here, and let's just speed it up to this angle right here. So basically, the whole idea of this play is for the tight end to kind of run this route here, just through the middle of the defense. And really, what Deshaun Watson understands is that he's going to be one-on-one with with Joe Sherbert here. So he knows that as soon as he comes and makes this move, he's going to beat the linebacker. He's going to have an edge on the linebacker. But he also realizes that this linebacker here is kind of just going to drop back into coverage right around here. So really, he understands that if he wants to get the tight end here, and he understands that the defense is going to make him drop back here, there's going to be a problem. So as you can see, for as soon as Deshaun Watson gets the ball, which is really smart by him in this situation right here, he looks this way. Just watch him look this way. And as you can see, the linebacker is reading the eyes of Deshaun Watson right here, and is like, oh, he's looking this way. We got to move over here, and this allows for the space in the middle of the field to open up for the tight end to run into. And as you can see, this ends up allowing for this little thing. And then as soon as he turns back, right, as soon as Deshaun Watson's eyes turn back to the middle of the field is open, he can throw into here, and you can see that this linebacker is just not in a good place to make to make a move and make a play to get back to the middle and clean up his mistake. So really, Deshaun Watson using his eyes on this play, first looking this way and then moving back this way to move this defender over here, which allows space over here, allows for his tight end to then go make that catch and then go get a touchdown. So really smart job here by Deshaun Watson, and that's the number one thing I love about Deshaun Watson. He's so smart with the football, and he's so smart in analyzing defenses and understanding what he needs to do. The next thing I want to show you when it comes to Deshaun Watson, something that he's really known for, is his deep ball. His arm strength is off the charts, definitely in the top 5 in the NFL in that regard. And as you can see, he gets this deep ball over the top to Will Fuller in a Week 6 game against the Tennessee Titans. And this is obviously a big play here that gets the Texans back in the game, basically. So as you can see here, Fuller is kind of just going to run straight to the end zone. That's kind of the route that he's going to run. He's going to go straight to the end zone. And this is a great throw by Deshaun Watson. So he just has the ability. He sees in here. So he's looking over here. Right, he's looking at the run of Will Fuller, and he knows that if he can just drop this ball to the outside of this safety here, then that's going to be a completion. And to be honest, he kind of, this is a really good throw. I mean, he's at the 45-yard line, and then Will Fuller ends up catching it in the end zone. So this is like that's the 40-yard line. So this is like a 60-yard throw in the air. And then you can just see, that's an absolute bomb. It goes right over the safety's head, and he drops it perfectly into Will Fuller's arms. And if you want, we can see the other angle of it here on this play, where he just has that arm strength to throw the ball deep downfield. But every quarterback in the NFL can throw the throw the deep ball to some regard, but Watson does it better than almost anyone else because he's got insane arm strength and arm talent, to the point where this is one of the things that makes him really a dynamic and elite quarterback is his great arm strength. And you see, as once again right here, he just understands what the defense is giving him, right? He understands that if Will Fuller can just beat the safety over here, right, they're just playing zone defense basically, where he's here, he's going back into the deep zone, he's here underneath, he's in the middle, and then he's over here, right? He understands that he can just, if he's able to beat that zone coverage over there, then he's going to be fine, right? As you can see, everyone sits back into their zone here, right? As everyone sits back into their zone, he just understands that if he can beat that safety to the outside, then he's going to have that deep ball. And then not only does Deshaun Watson have the mind and the accuracy to do that, but he also has that arm strength to throw that pass to Will Fuller. So really good job here by Deshaun Watson, not only using his arm strength, but also using his ability to throw that deep ball to his advantage against the Tennessee Titans. And now that we're talking about the deep ball, let's just see this play too. This is one of the great things that Deshaun Watson can do. He can throw the deep ball very accurately and with pinpoint accuracy. And in this situation here, I love this play really a lot because it shows that Deshaun Watson can throw the deep ball not just with accuracy and with power, but with finesse, and he has that touch here. So this is a good angle actually to see here, where you see that the safety's coming over here, and the corner, I don't actually think it's a corner, it's actually a linebacker because this is a running back. It's the running back there. So as you can see, the safety's coming here, linebacker's coming here. So this ball has to be pretty much thrown into this area over here, and that's exactly what Deshaun Watson does. Just throws that, dinks it into that area. But I mean, the best part about this play here is he's not powering this ball. Right, he's not really powering this ball. Rather, he's seeing what I just showed you with his eyes, right? What I just showed you with the safety and the linebacker, and he understands that all he has to do is just lob that ball in there. So let's just keep moving here. He just lobs that ball in there, and that ball is thrown really well. It's such a nice deep ball here. He throws such a beautiful football, and it's just a nice deep ball with touch, right? And we talk about that. We talk about those touch throws, but no quarterback really does it like Deshaun Watson when it comes to those deeper throws with really good accuracy and touch. And it's his ability to just finesse that ball in there. And as you can see, he's just reading the eyes. I mean, he's just reading what the defense is giving him. He's reading this thing that I showed you earlier with the safety and the linebacker, right? He's reading where the safety's coming from, where the linebacker's coming from, and he understands that the ball just has to be plopped almost into there. So really good job there by Deshaun Watson, using his ability to just dink and dunk that ball in there into a really good area for his running back to just run into, and then for that touchdown happen. So he's making his receivers better because he understands what he can do with the deep ball and how he needs to throw that football into open space. So a really good job by Deshaun Watson in this scenario, getting his receiver open and allowing him to run into that open space because a nice touch throw is allowing for that to happen. So obviously we've talked about, I'm just going to show you the play here. Obviously we've talked about Deshaun Watson's ability to throw the deep ball, but arguably the thing that Deshaun Watson does the best is his ability to improvise. And I love it from Deshaun Watson. And let's just show you this angle here. So basically what's going to happen is the route basically that's going to happen, right? And as the route doesn't work, he ends up moving out to his left, right? So Deshaun Watson moves out. Basically, that's the idea here, right? But what happens here is as he comes across from the formation, there's going to be pressure. There's going to be pressure, right? So as you can see here, right, there's the original idea is to kind of just get this ball to the here, maybe to get it over there, right? Maybe go for the back of the end zone. He's running this route to the back of the end zone, but as the pressure comes, Deshaun Watson pulls out the backyard football moves, and this is exactly what I love from Deshaun Watson. I mean, he makes the guy jump, then he moves to his left, and then throws to the left on the run, and that's a hard throw to make. So overall here, Deshaun Watson's just playing backyard football, and I'll show you this angle here again too. I mean, this looks like this play should go nowhere. It looks like it should just be stuffed, but then he's able to make something out of nothing, score a touchdown off of it, and this is something he did a lot last season, but it's something that he's so good at. When he improvises, he's among the NFL's best when it comes to improvising. I mean, we talk about guys like Patrick Mahomes, but I feel like if Deshaun Watson had the weapons that Patrick Mahomes has, then I could say that Deshaun Watson arguably would be a better improviser. Definitely in my mind, he's probably the number 2 improviser in the NFL, and this is an elite skill that makes him one of the best NFL quarterbacks because when the play breaks down, he's better than anyone else at getting something out of it. And in my mind, his ability to improvise is his biggest asset. And as you can see, this is a play against the Tennessee Titans. Pressure comes, he doesn't know where to go, rolls out to his right, and then throws an absolute dart on the run. And this shows multiple things. One, it shows his ability to improvise, right? The play simply breaks down, right? The play simply doesn't work, right? Pressure comes, three guys come, and this is actually a great play designed by the Tennessee Titans, right? They drop all these linebackers and all these corners into coverage, and he doesn't really have anywhere to go with the football. He's looking to his left over here, but he can't really fit a ball there. He can't really fit a ball over the top. So he now has to step up in the pocket here, right? He's got to step up in the pocket. He steps up in the pocket, right? But then he realizes he doesn't have anywhere to really escape to, so he just rolls out to his right, and he's like, you know what, come back to me over here, right? And then he's able to get an absolute pinpoint pass to the sideline on the run, and you just don't see quarterbacks able to do this. I mean, you see guys like Patrick Mahomes make plays like this, but this is a great job by one Randall Cobb just understanding what he needs to do in this situation, but that's a pinpoint pass. I mean, he's coming back to the sideline, coming out of bounds basically, and you just throw it slightly out of bounds into a place where the corner can't even get it. It's perfect. That is a perfect ball. That is a place where only your receiver can get it, gets 2 feet in bounds, and scores a touchdown off it. And, you know, this is just a smart football play by Deshaun Watson. Doesn't have anywhere to go, gets outside, throws on the run, and this shows that he's able to throw on the run. It shows he's able to scramble. It shows he's able to get something out of nothing. And all these things together make him so awesome when the play breaks down to the point where, you know, the play doesn't even have to work for him to be successful. So overall, this is just a great job by Deshaun Watson, really showcasing his unique ability to get outside the pocket, make throws on the run, and then be an elite improviser. And we're going to continue to see that through these next few plays. And this is something I'm going to keep on stressing. This is a great play by Deshaun Watson as the pressure comes, right here. As you can see, that the pressure basically comes, and he's almost about to be sacked here. Might be a little bit of a hold there, but we're going to ignore that for a second. And then he just understands he has to step up and get outside. And this is a great job by him understanding where the pressure is coming from. He feels the pressure, he moves up in the pocket, evades the pressure, moves to his left, and then this is the craziest bit here. Look at this jump throw. He doesn't have a foot on the ground when he throws this ball, right? When he throws the ball, right? He's throwing the ball, that foot might be on the ground, but he's got like half a foot on the ground at this point, and he's able to get the power in the throw to get that throw off. I mean, this is incredible. This is a terrific throw. I mean, he's like Michael Jordan here, and he's just basically throwing his receiver open, and he's leading his receiver, and actually a running back here, David Johnson, for a huge gain that ends up getting Houston a tying field goal just a little bit later. But overall, I mean, this is just fantastic from him. The play doesn't work, play breaks down, so what does he do? He steps up in the pocket, gets outside, throws. Once again, moving to his left, he's throwing with his right hand, literally jumps in the air, and then makes that throw. And that's just incredible. He's an elite improviser. And in the NFL, with mobile quarterbacks and guys that can really get outside the pocket and run for it, Deshaun Watson is at least in the top 5, if not even higher than that in that regard, because he makes these crazy plays. I mean, when we're talking about mobile quarterbacks, Deshaun Watson is not Lamar Jackson, okay? He's not Cam Newton. He's not one of those guys, but what he is he's a great guy who's able to be mobile, right? I mean, this guy rushed for 440 yards last year, okay? So he's pretty mobile in the fact that, you know, he can get outside the pocket and make plays with his legs. But in this situation, this is just a great job by him, feeling the pressure, understanding what he has to do, stepping up in the pocket, and then making a great throw here. I still can't believe he makes this throw. I mean, just watch that here. I mean, he's got one leg on the ground. I mean, he's moving to his left, throwing with his right, and just makes that throw. That's just a fantastic job by him. But I mean, we shouldn't really be surprised. It's Deshaun Watson, what he's been able to do all of 2020. So this is a great play by Deshaun Watson here, where he's able to just get outside the pocket when he realizes the play breaks down. And I'm going to show it to you first here. But overall, Deshaun Watson is great because he's able to be an improviser because he's mobile. And this shows his mobility really well. His mobility is off the charts, and it all starts here. So really the pressure is going to come off the right tackle, off the right side of this O-line. Pressure is going to come here, and as you can see, the pressure come. Right, pressure is going to come, right? Pressure comes, the right tackle doesn't do a great job. He has some options here in this situation. He could throw the ball over here to this receiver. He could maybe throw the ball over here to this receiver, or maybe even this guy over here. But overall, he understands that he has escapability. And what I mean by escapability is he can make guys miss, right? Makes this guy miss, steps up in the pocket, and then picks up yards with his legs. And that's the great thing about Deshaun Watson. He's not a one-threat quarterback, right? He can throw it really well. I've already shown you. I mean, his ability to throw the football is off the charts. But also what he can do really well is that he can understand that he can pick up yards with his legs, and he steps up in the pocket, makes the guy miss, and then, picks up a first down and doesn't take a massive hit. So he's smart in that regard. He knows what he can do, and because he's able to do those two things really, really well, I'll just show it to you again, once again, here. He's able to be a great improviser. When you're a great improviser, you can make stuff out of nothing. And for those reasons, that's one of those things that really makes him a top 5 NFL quarterback in that elite level of quarterbacks in the NFL. So this next play I want to show you once again shows his mobility and his ability to improvise. So as the pressure comes, he simply steps up in the pocket, picks up that first down, and then he understands he's taking a hit, so he needs to go to the ground. And this is once again him being smart with the football, him understanding game situation. So let's look right here, right? So this is a great example, right? As you can see, this is what the defense is doing. They're going to bring the pressure. They're going to bring the heat. It's going to come off the right side, once again, of that offensive line. And as that pressure comes, he understands here that he's got a massive opening right here. Remember, this is he needs the first down on this play, and the first down's about there. So he understands all he has to do is step up and just run for that first down. And he understands where pressure's coming from. That's one of the great things from him. The pressure's coming from here. He understands that he needs to get out and move. And that's exactly what he does. Steps up, understands that he can't take a huge hit, and just goes to the ground. And that's really smart by him. And once again, I'll just show you the play here once again, but it's just a really good play by him, understanding what the game is giving him, what he needs to do, understanding where the pressure is coming from, and understanding his abilities to get outside and escape pressure. And that is exactly why Deshaun Watson is able to be a great improviser, right? As you can see, once again, pressure comes from here, they're going to come off the edge, he's going to step up and then pick up the first down, and it's just a great play by Deshaun Watson. So with that said, I mean, the game that Deshaun Watson plays is one where he uses his mind to his advantage. He's a smart football player. And that's his number one quality. He understands what defenses are giving him. As I showed you in that first play, he understands what the defense was doing, so where he needed to throw the ball and what he had to do with his eyes. And then he understands game situation. He understands that he needs to pick up a first down, so he runs up the pocket and then, gets that first down and goes to the ground, right? But also, he understands that he's got a great skill set. He's got a great deep ball, and he has that elite arm strength that you were really looking for in an NFL quarterback. I mean, he doesn't have Josh Allen arm strength, but out of 10, let's say Josh Allen arm strength was a 10, he is 9 out of 10 arm strength. So, I mean, Deshaun Watson has great arm strength, great ability with his mind, but most importantly, he has great deep ball with touch. I mean, he's able to just, get that deep ball into a perfect spot. He really just has to just throw it up there and realizes that he can put that in a good spot, and he continues to put that in a good spot. He just, floats that ball up there and allows for his receiver to do the work. I mean, we saw that play against the Detroit Lions where he kind of just, threw that deep ball with touch, and that's exactly what we like to see from these quarterbacks. But most importantly, it's all about his improvising, right? When it comes down to Deshaun Watson, the attribute that he's great at is using his legs to extend plays. Okay, and when you extend plays with your legs, good things tend to happen when you have these younger quarterbacks that are coming in the NFL and that specialize in extending plays with their legs. And this is one of those quarterbacks that is like that. Deshaun Watson is able to use his legs to, one, feel the pressure. He's so good at understanding where pressure is coming from and, having his head on a swivel to understand, hey, I need to step up in the pocket. I need to get outside. I need to run for this. And even then, he understands, hey, the pressure's coming. I'm going to need to get outside. Now I'm going to throw the ball back over the defense here because he can do that. And he's playing backyard football in a structured football setting, right? And when you play backyard football in a structured football setting, the rules don't apply. And because the rules don't apply, Deshaun Watson's able to be a game breaker. And we talk about that with Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. They're game breakers. And Deshaun Watson is a guy who deserves to be in that level of elite talent. I mean, he's a top 5 elite NFL quarterback, and he showed that. I mean, he barely had any weapons in Houston last season. I mean, yeah, sure, Will Fuller and Brandon Cooks played well, and David Johnson was, a little bit of an up-and-down player on the ground, but overall, the weapons that he was missing, I mean, he didn't have DeAndre Hopkins, and yet he had his best year of his career. Like, just think about that for a second. So we're seeing the development of Deshaun Watson, but 2, if we get this guy some help, if you're the Houston Texans, then he could be scary, like really, really scary. Like, it's very scary, like MVP level scary, and for those reasons, I think he's going to be a future MVP. I think he's got all the tools to do it. He's got the improvising tactics. I mean, you see a guy like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen be able to do that. Even a guy like Aaron Rodgers at an older age, able to extend plays with their legs and then be smart with the football. And that's exactly what Deshaun Watson did. I mean, he didn't throw a lot of interceptions, threw a lot of touchdowns, and threw for a lot of yards because he's got a great arm strength, great deep ball accuracy. And overall, he is a great piece for any team. And, if the Houston Texans decide to keep him, which they should, and if they decided not to, they'd be absolutely crazy. You don't trade away a franchise quarterback like Deshaun Watson. But you know what? With all these rumors swirling around, I mean, maybe there's some leverage for Deshaun Watson to get out of Houston, but I think Houston would be crazy to do anything. He's an elite NFL quarterback who I think has the tools to be a future MVP. And I think the film shows it too. I mean, I think what he's able to do with his legs and what he's able to do with his arms really makes him special, really makes him dynamic. And I think, for those reasons, I think that there is a legit case for him to be a future MVP in the next few years because I think he's got all the talent to do it. It's just he needs the weapons now. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Did you agree with my analysis? Why or why not? Leave your comments in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Also, if you're new around here, please drop a like and a sub. It would really help my channel grow. I'd really appreciate it. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time, see ya.